welcome back to Après with SIA. Endlich, at last, I'm back with Jamie.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be back.
So it's been quite some time since we've been able to do some podcasting, but it's quite weird because you would think we'd have really loads of time, Jamie, but actually it's the sort of contrary, isn't it?
Yeah, season's been different, but still relatively busy in other aspects. So, yep.
More office-based in trying to sort out the backlog of what's happened through the season, through course cancellations. I'd say we probably managed to do about 2 or 3% of what we would normally do in an average season on the mountain. And the rest, the 97%'s all been rebooking, cancellation, refunding. And the refunding is obviously an absolute nightmare with the government and how it works and stuff. And even normally, obviously, Jamie never ever really steps foot into the office, but you've been more in the office than you have on the mountain at the minute, trying to help out with the backlog of stuff.
It hasn't been my favorite place to be, but it's necessary. It's necessary, yeah. Normally, I would say 8.5 months on snow here in Austria for SIA.
With clients, so that's
with clients, but that just hasn't happened this season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But next year, we're already prepping and planning for Argentina in the summer, and then obviously next season it's going to be full gas, hopefully.
How are you seeing Argentina at the minute?
Well, our course is more than full, so I'm sure you're sourcing extra beds and extra trainers for that. And
we've got a wee problem with that because we're already at sort of double numbers of what we would normally be at. But speaking to some of my friends down in New Zealand who run like Rookie Academy, for example, they clearly aren't going to get going this year. So New Zealand's on a complete ban from international travel, and that really leaves South America. And actually, I think we would be the only company running a course in the Southern Hemisphere that's for Europeans, if you like, and Canadians and Americans to attend.
Yeah, hopefully it'll happen. Obviously, we tried to do it last year when full gas, and at the last minute it just didn't happen. But fingers crossed for this year. Speaking to a few friends down in Argentina, they're hopeful that the tourist industry will kick back off for their own business. And the government's kind of positive about it, especially if you're vaccinated.
Vaccinate's the key, isn't it?
So hopefully, speaking to the trainers, everybody's super amped because it's almost like a paid holiday for us because, everybody's been trapped inside their own country for a year now. So everybody's really, really excited to get away and do something. So, I can't wait to get down there and start the course.
So I think the key for anybody wanting to travel down to South America, for example, is talking to some of the government officials within the area of Bariloche and the hotelier, the ski resort. They're very optimistic that they'll let international tourism in, but it will be restricted to those who are vaccinated. Obviously, Argentina has not got the health system that we have in Europe, and you know how much strain the health service is under here in Europe. So you can imagine in Argentina, they can't afford to have people coming in and obviously getting sick with COVID. So they're mainly interested in making sure people are got the vaccinated and the passport or whatever it is.
And the antibodies in the system, I think, as well. I don't think you necessarily need the vaccination if you've already got the antibodies from having the virus prior to you travelling there. I think that and insurance will be the key issue there. Obviously because, missing that summer season last year and missing the winter season here, it's obviously you can see people itching to want to get to move on this. And I spoke recently in a podcast about this when I was talking about my conversation with Abby Butcher from the Telegraph. And I was saying that from the mental health aspect, especially for younger people who have literally had their gap year stole away from them, or, a really important growing up phase of their life stole from them, I think it's going to be important for them to get out and about as soon as it is safe to do so and responsible to do so. And, I think that's going to be in the summer. It's going to be the opportunity to do that. And hopefully people who thought they might have lost their gap year and, they're going to end up probably just going back to university after a year off in September, still have the opportunity to jump on board with us in Argentina. Obviously, like anything, we are optimistic, but
COVID, you need a bit of flexibility. What I've done with the Argentina course, Jamie, is have this sort of 30-day deadline. Unless everything is 100% guaranteed to go ahead on the last week of June, so I know that things are going ahead, I would pull the plug at that stage. And of course, there's a lot of international airlines are creating offers where you can cancel with flexibility now. That's important when booking flights.
Yeah, we cancelled last year and we got a voucher, or 2 years ago. No, last year. It's all just a blur, guys. Yeah, we cancelled last year and got a voucher that I've just used to purchase my ticket for this season. I think you've used it, and yeah, my colleague Vouder as well. So and I think
we've already booked the
team's
staff.
Already got their flights now, and like we say, we're ready to go full gas with that course. So, and I'm super amped for that. And I know the guys are as well. So can't wait.
That's been the season. Really, has been planning, getting ready, full gas, committed, and then let it down, and start all over again.
The aftermath, though. It's mainly the aftermath. I mean, not that we're looking for pity or sympathy, but it's just so much clearing up in the background that, obviously with the refunding and everything like that, and then sourcing government funds and different things, just to keep things going. It's been, I think for everybody, it's just been one of those years to forget, really. Yeah. So I
think everybody's had a black eye from it, basically, and nobody's come out on top. But as Jamie says,
we're quite blessed here in a sense of, obviously we've kept the ski resorts open. So I think, like you said about mental health, that is a huge help for locals, that you can get out there and be active and be in the outdoors. Those free kind of antidepressants with all those endorphins flying around your body and serotonin. So that is a huge blessing for us here, being based in Austria.
Yeah, we are lucky that the ski resorts did remain open, but obviously when we say open, there's nobody to use them. And that was obviously a big stress for ski resorts, because they were operating at maybe 10% capacity at times, and that's costly. But certainly from an advantage from the team here, they can ski on empty slopes. I was up there yesterday with Jamie and a couple of the trainers, and it's, you're lucky if you see 100 people on a mountain.
It's super quiet. I was saying to Gunther, one of our colleagues, a few weeks ago, when do you ever really get to go, like, for yourself, full gas, long turns?
During peak season.
Or just in general, apart from the first few runs where you don't have to worry about anybody like at all. You don't see anybody on that pitch, so you can literally just focus 100%, tune into that run. And that's what, like, every run was like yesterday and the day before.
I feel like you're rubbing it in onto people that are back home. Yes, it's epic. There's no doubt about it. It's like having an amusement park to yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess this is what it feels like to be rich. I think Schwarzenegger's got his own ski area or something like that. I think that, it felt like being Schwarzenegger for a bit up there. So yeah, it was definitely good.
No, it is. It is really, really cool. I know some people have been lucky to slip through and to get into different countries and ski, and I'm sure they're all coming back with the same feedback, that it is absolutely incredible. The mountains, remain untracked with powder snow, for example, for days, and it's
all right. Paul, you said I was rubbing it in, but yeah, it's been a weird winter in a sense of, I know we spoke briefly about the weather and how the season's gone regarding snow. It was probably the driest season I've ever seen. But it's all kind of came in. It's in the last 1-2 weeks we've just had, again, not to rub it in, but we've had so much snow to kind of fill everything in towards the end of the season to make it.
And cold as well. It wasn't that it was
temperatures
warm.
dropped. It's been minus. We were up there yesterday. It was minus 12 up there. Not that it feels particularly cold at this time of year, minus 12, because it's a dry cold and there's minimal wind. But
it's now moving to spring, though. You can feel it this morning. There's a big change in the air, and
switch,
in the next weeks you'll notice it. And because of that, that's why Jamie and I are sitting together, because it's almost like wrapping the season up already and focusing on next year, because we obviously want everybody to be invested in next season and understand that the next, a lot of people, when I was talking to with Andy Rose from Snow Camps Europe about in the podcast there, he was saying the same, that many people are booking 2 holidays for next year because they sort of missed out, and rather than go out and buy their garden furniture, he said that they'd rather invest in a second holiday. And skiing is becoming such a popular holiday.
Well, I read something yesterday that about the amount of money that people have managed to save during the pandemic. Obviously, a lot of people lost a lot of money, but also people obviously haven't been going to restaurants, going out, getting pissed up every weekend, and you don't have a Friday, Saturday to go out and buy a new shirt or dress or whatever for. So I think a lot of people who have been able to manage to maintain employment have saved money during this time. So I think as well, you've got that thing that you've missed for a year, which is traveling and going out and, being that adventurer, and everything hopefully will, come summertime, once the vaccine is more available for everybody, will open up, and things will go ahead. Or if they just change the laws slightly about the vaccine, maybe you don't need it. I'm not sure. Like I don't necessarily want it, but I'm a bit of a hippie, so.
Why do hippies not take vaccines?
I don't know. I just don't necessarily want to put some foreign thing inside my body, but whatever. We'll not go there.
Yeah. So it is really trying to help people to focus on next year. And I know many people would have missed their holiday. I hope from a fitness health point of view that people try to maintain some sort of baseline fitness and mobility stability, which we talk about a lot on our YouTube channel, that we talk about a lot when we're doing our ski analysis as well, when we're discussing how people's often lack of movement is an issue, and it's often because they are used to just sitting behind a computer. And at the minute, if you found yourself stuck behind a computer, then watching Netflix all day, it is going to be difficult getting back on the slopes after missing a full season. You know how difficult it is after you miss 50 weeks and then you come out and do your 6-day ski holiday. Well, here you've jumped a season as well, and it'll certainly provide some challenges for people when they hit the slopes again. From our side, it's been great because it's allowed all the trainers to have some time to themselves, to not be looking over their shoulder as they're skiing down now, but actually to focus on their own improvement as well. And I'm sure that's what you found through the season.
Yeah, obviously I've been helping out a little bit in the office, so I haven't been up as many days as I would like to get up, but
the days you're up are your days.
Yeah, the days I'm up are my days, and so yeah, you can focus on yourself. I mean, I don't get to ski a long-term full gas. I generally get the more challenging groups, let's say, from the academy that need quite a lot of work to get them to where they need to be. So it is more slower stuff. So it's rare that I get to really go full gas on my edge with the clients, apart from when I'm doing the more advanced training courses. So yeah, I mean, that's been nice to actually like really tune into the long turns a bit, which is something that I don't get to do that often.
I find that a lot of ski instructors can get into that trap of the ski with guests who are, clearly not going to be as, have the abilities they have. And often because you're making that type of parallel turn, a nice steered parallel turn, and you often find yourself looking over your shoulder, so it's almost throwing the angles out a little bit as well. It can be disruptive to your own skiing, and obviously you have the skills to ski that way, but it's not really that beneficial because you're putting almost like a pattern into your spine, your neck and everything, which is not really what you want to be doing. But that's the job of a ski instructor. If you find your ski instructors just skiing way ahead of you and disappearing in the distance and then waiting for you at the bottom all the time, you probably want to ask what you're paying for.
Yeah, he's probably not the best instructor. It should always be like, obviously, at your level, but the perfect picture, or his version of the perfect picture of what he's trying to demonstrate you all the time. So you have that clear visual. And obviously following, just allowing you to mimic the movements. So he wants to be nice and clear and animated
and
with all those movements. Yeah, pretty much.
Close.
Although you used to do a lot of just flying down the hill, Paul, from where
That's why I don't teach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want to look over my shoulder.
Yeah. Me.
Of course. So that's it really for this very short update of how the season's gone. We are optimistic for next year. For this year.
2021.
There's no doubt about it, because we're into nearly the end of March, and we've got twice as many people booked for November than we would normally have at this time of year.
We've got two, so that's pretty good.
I don't think too, but yeah, so it is going to be a massive season next season, and we hope you will join us at Ski Instructor Academy.
Yes, please do.
For now, from Jamie and I,
and for Argentina, guys.
Oh yeah, for Argentina too. We'll see you soon again with our next podcast. Bye for now.